Bull or bear? And would you like snapper or grouper tonight, sir? Let's see here. And she comes up a bear. Good evening, folks. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. And before we lose this picture, take a look at that. Don't see that very often. Big, beautiful grouper there. That's not a snowy grouper, I don't think. That might be a Goliath or a junior Goliath, not quite sure. And a lot of snapper floating around there too, and I saw a few Corrali jacks. Viva the Keys cam, one of my favorite cams down there as far as, well, you don't see grouper again very often, but snapper, those tasty little snappers right there moving around. Well, hey, let's get into tonight's quote, which is, it's a racket. Those stock market, talking like a Bostonian, those stock market guys are crooked. Al Capone, I didn't fact check and see if he really said this, but it sounds it sounds like something he could say, and that could and is very likely true because, well, we know it is for the CME group, where the prices of gold, silver, and platinum, the world's leading derivative marketplace in gold, silver, and platinum prices, or at least the paper bullshit prices that we see on a daily basis, because that's what we got going on. More bullshit, lower prices, sub $2,000. You would think, we were over that $2,000 mark, and again, it's just proof over and over, blatant proof that they knock these prices down in a slice it up during the week. More spoofing, whatever you want to call it, spoofing, or end of the day, knocking the numbers down, or in the morning or in the evening when the trading algorithms are slow. And bet your last dollar, because it goes unabated. There's no regulatory agencies out there stopping this behavior happening in the crooked CME group's Crimex comics markets right here. And again, that's my opinion, and the people's opinions that are way smarter than myself that I talk about, like Ted Butler and others out there. So these markets, again, completely inorganic, folks, but provides you a great opportunity to buy gold, silver, and platinum at these really super cheap prices that these crooks, push these prices down to, I guess. Well, anyways, let's talk about a couple things. There's no capitulation going on out there. I'm on the front lines of buying gold, silver, and platinum from the public. As far as investors, small investors, even large investors that I'm aware of, they're not selling gold, silver, and platinum. And in fact, just the opposite. You got all these guys out there buying gold, silver, and platinum, including central bankers out there who are large buyers of gold. You got the BRICS nation that's out there buying gold. So what causes the price of gold to get knocked down like that? Well, I tell you, it's the same old thing that Ted Butler and others have been talking about for a long time. It's the crooked commercials, JP Morgan, and all these big commercial banks out there, too big to fail, too big to jail, that go out there and knock these markets around. Well, we see it in the gold and silver markets. It's so blatant, it's in our faces. You can only imagine it probably happens in the oil markets and all the other markets in the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Crimex Group's markets. But there's no capitulation going on out there, folks. And whether you went to college or not, you learned about economics or not, you don't need to know what capitulation is. Capitulation is when you've got a large amount of people selling something and the prices start going down because you have less and less buyers. That's not the case with gold and silver. We are selling the hell out of gold and silver and platinum over the counter to investors out there. And I'm sure that the manufacturing industry, as far as silver goes, and probably platinum and gold as well, are not lowering their consumption of these metals. So why is gold, silver, and platinum going down? Nothing short, again, of pure manipulative bullshit in the Crimex markets. The other thing, too, is just basic laws of supply and demand and economics and how it works. I was going to read this to you, but it's stupid to read it to you. It's stupid because most of all of you understand what the law of supply and demand is. When you have big demand for a product and you have a limited supply, prices should go up. And that's exactly what we got going on with physical gold and silver. We've got big demand out there for it. We know there's big shortages of silver out there, yet the price gets knocked down. The price is sub $25. Give me a freaking break. I mean, And a lot of folks out there are wondering, well, why do I want to play in this market if they're going to just manipulate it and keep it down all the time? Because I tell you what, is eventually at some point they break these markets, and that's what I've been talking about for some time. You know, a little harder to break the gold market because it is an international market. Central banks own gold, but the silver market is completely effed. It's completely screwed. It's broken. It really is. The supply and demand factor doesn't even come into play when it comes to supply and demand factors, capitulation. None of that stuff comes into play. None of it's organic. None of it's real because this price is not real. Silver realistically should be way higher than this. You can do your ratios and all that stuff. I'm sure the ratios right now, let's check it out and see what ratios are. 1,986.95 divided by 24.94 equals.
The answer is approximately 79.6692.
79 to 1, which is still exorbitantly high ratio, 79 to 1 when it comes to silver and gold. When it comes to real organic numbers, gold and silver, what is it, geologically 15, 17 to 1 really, in the earth to what's in the earth, according to geologists out there, for every, I'm sorry, excuse me, 17 to 1. For every 1 ounce of gold that's supposedly in earth, there's 17 ounces of silver. Again, I believe that's a geological quote that I'm making right there. And it could be higher, it could be a little bit lower, but I think it's in that range. But yet we're at 69, 70 to 1 silver to gold ratios. And the thing is, we know that a lot of silver is thrown away. There's probably a lot more gold above ground. Silver is just stupid cheap, folks. And the fact that it's this price is just beyond mind-boggling to me. Well, anyways, capitulation, there is none gold, silver investment markets as far as real gold and silver bars and coins. Maybe in their bullshit paper markets there's capitulation, but not in the real markets, or what I consider the real markets. And supply and demand, throw that out the window because it means nothing when it comes to gold and silver and precious metals markets. Salami slicing happening again in the gold markets. Take a look at this. This is actually today. Look, bam. No good reason for that. It has nothing to do with capitulation. And sorry about that. Just spoiled a gift here. Anyways, gold getting knocked down here dramatically in a short period of time. Again, that's not gold people out there selling gold. That is just sheer bullshit in the shorting and the long market, in the bullshit CME Group COMEX markets. I feel like a broken record when I'm saying this, and I really am, but what else can you talk about? It's the same old shit, different day. And the same thing, take a look at that salami slicing going on. Wow, boom, boom, same thing the other day. And they're just trying to drop the markets down. But the fact that gold has been holding up to this $2,000 mark is showing me that the physical markets are kind of, we've always talked about the tail wagging the dog. And who is the tail? Well, the tail is the CME Group's paper markets. They're the tail. They've been wagging the dog for years. The dog is the physical markets. But I believe that the CME Group has allowed, and along with the regulatory CFTC, who should be watching this stuff, has allowed these markets to be so grossly manipulated that they're so effed up right now and broken. And again, that's why we're seeing these low prices and physical demand like we're seeing. It's so in our face broken that at some point I think we're going to see a sharp move upward to the next levels here. What do I think the next levels are in gold? I think the next levels are in gold are $2,500 gold, and silver above $30 per ounce. And platinum, obviously, I think is, why am I even saying $30? Why am I saying $2,000, $2,500? I think that even is, grossly underestimates what I believe gold and silver really should be worth compared to the US dollar and the other turds out there. But, this is just another rabbit hole that I've talked about. I've got 700 videos. And forgive me if sometimes I sound like I'm bored talking about this stuff, but how many times can you say this over and over and over? And then you say, well, why are you talking about this over and over and over, Brian? Because, well, you know what? The truth needs to be repeated over and over and over, and it grows like that. But trust me, the more you repeat it, the bigger the truth grows. Well, There you go, your salami slices of what's been going on for like a couple weeks now since they've knocked gold down from its high and silver from its plus $25 plus range. They're in panic mode, folks. I really believe that. And I think that, again, at some point the dog, which is the physical markets, is going to start wagging the tail again, which is the derivative paper bullshit markets. Meanwhile, you know, I'm always talking about, I tell my customers all the time, if you're worried about, you know, why should I own gold? You know, and I believe silver is a good thing to own. Where gold goes, silver will follow. Silver is a good thing to own too. And I think it's really, again, inorganically super cheap. But why do you want to own gold and silver versus having dollars or some stupid low interest paying account that doesn't pay much? Because of this chart right here, folks. Take a look at this. I talk about this chart all the time because, you know, it consistently reminds me why I want to own gold and silver as well. Take a look at the, this is the official Fed data for the consumer price index of purchasing power of the consumer dollar in the U.S. city since 1915. And this is just an ever declining chart. By the way, I should know what this is, but this is the CPI index. What is that 1100 mark? And again, what relationship does that have to do with the CPI right there? Is that when they actually started it? What is that $1,100 mark? And even more scary, 1913, when the dollar actually bought a hell of a lot more, as you can tell here from this chart, compared to today. We went from 1100 to 33.1. Does this chart theoretically go to zero? Are we getting that close to zero right now, considering we started out at 1,000? We're now at 33.1 and declining even more. If you take a look at that 1 year chart, take a look at that. 33, there we are, 33, 35. Oh man. Can this chart theoretically hit zero? And what happens when that does happen? I don't know. And I doubt it kind of will. I just think this dollar will just keep reinventing itself. And it'll take way more dollars to buy the same amount of stuff. But put that chart on top of this gold chart here, and what do you got? Look at that. Just flip that chart upside down. All right. That's inflation adjusted. Take a look at non-inflation. Hold on. Damn it. Doesn't show. There you go. Non-inflation adjusted. Take a look at that chart. If you inverted that over this chart, I mean, it's almost identical. And I'm not quite sure. This is not inflation adjusted because this actually shows what inflation really is. But if you inverted it over the purchasing power chart right here, you would see that, gosh, I mean, take a look at this. Ready? Boom, flip that chart over, you know, get the flat areas here because the price of gold was about the same for a long time. But boom, up, sitting with US dollars in your pocket and your mattress, boom, down. And again, always a good reminder why gold and silver is a good place to be. So any people out there that are thinking about capitulating, selling your gold or silver, remember, you're never going to wake up and find out that it went bankrupt. It's been around for 5,000 years. On top of that, it's not a matter of if gold hits $25 an ounce, or if silver hits $50 an ounce, or if platinum hits $2,000 an ounce. It's a matter of when. And frankly, it's not that too far off in the future, in my humble opinion. I think we're about to see the next leg up in all precious metals and all commodities, including oil, gas, and all that other stuff. And if you think the gold and silver markets are rigged, probably oil markets and those other markets are just as rigged. And we're already starting to see the next levels up in those markets. So I think metals, fuel, precious metals across the board, we're ready to see new levels to be hit. But no less, inflation, that's what that is. Gold prices, I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea out there that what's the general public know about gold prices? I mean, what do they think? And I was saying, well, if you want to know about gold prices, what do most people do? Well, the average Joe out there that doesn't buy or sell gold might go on Google and type in the word gold prices, and what do we see out there? Well, we see the guys advertising. I'd like to use a current location. Let's just say don't allow. Screw Google. Screw Google. And gold prices today. Let's hit news. I'm sorry, that's probably what I should be looking at, news. What's going on in the news world out there? Gold price dips following disappointing U.S. quarter GDP. Kitco, of course. What is the GDP? What is dips? I mean, what does that have to do with the, a dipping GDP you would imagine would cause the price of gold going up. But again, no correlation going on there. Kitco Gold, a lot of information, a lot of articles by Kitco there. But this is kind of what the average Joe reads. Our current gold price is high, what to know. Wow, I could really dive into some of this stuff. I'm curious what CBS News is talking about. Market Watch, Bullion Vault, well, you know what they're talking about. A lot of articles by Kitco, but mainstream media is still not really news. They're really not talking about gold too much. A few articles out there by the mainstream gold people like Kitco again, but not too much we haven't seen the mainstream public even remotely start to think about gold right now, even though there is more and more stuff going on mainstream media about the price of gold. Very little. I mean, the mainstream media just hasn't started producing a lot of stuff on that. Sorry, I got a little bit tongue-tied on that. Hey, let's get into some spot prices here, what the best deals are there and what the best deals aren't out there. I've done a little research here. And as you know, let me give my little advertising spiel here. Here at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, we advertise to beat Atmex, SD, and JM Bullion on their prices on silver and gold products. We also beat the locals. So if you live in South Florida and you're buying gold, silver, and platinum, anywhere from $1 worth to millions of dollars worth, come see us at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals between 10 and 4 Mondays through Friday. We're a old school brick and mortar type business, so we don't do a lot of shipping unless you're buying more than 1,500 ounces of silver. And I'm going to lower our reserve on gold, more than 50 ounces of gold. So if you're buying more than 50 ounces of gold, more than 1,500 ounces of silver, call us at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, and we can accommodate you. All right, what are the best deals out there? It's still silver bars, and I'm going to say 100-ounce bars. We've got them for like spot plus $350. If you're buying less than 10 100-ounce bars. Kilos, we got them for like spot plus $475. And 10-ounce bars, we get them for like spot plus $540. And 1-ounce bars, we get spot plus $5.10. I think the lowest seller out there is still SD, is consistently the lowest seller. And they're at $529 respectively, $546 on 10-ounce bars, $359 on kilos, and $359 on 100-ounce bars. We beat them from 10 to 20 cents per ounce on most of their products with SD, but you really shouldn't be paying any more than that on those type products. As far as Silver Eagles, stay away from them, man. They're still stupid numbers. My recommendation, if you got Silver Eagles or 90% constitutional, trade it in to, if you want to trade it into us, we'll put more 1-ounce products in your, or more silver in your pocket or than you walked in with. And if you don't live in South Florida, find a good local dealer that can make that trade for you as well. Definitely don't buy Silver Eagles and 90% right now because the price is just too much, folks. As far as gold products goes, silver, gold 1-ounce bars are still the best deals at spot plus $73. Gold Eagles are spot plus $125 or thereabouts right now. And Krugerrands, Maple Leafs, and Britannias and the other products are in between that 73 and 125 range. You shouldn't be paying more than $125 on any of the products out there. I think that's on the high side. Again, if you live in South Florida, we advertise to beat the local people and the big 800-pound gorillas like SD, Bullion, Atmex, and JM as well. If you don't live in South Florida and you can't give us a call and buy from us because, again, our limits are 50 ounces of gold, 1,500 ounces of silver, and I just lowered the limits on gold. Please find yourself a good local dealer. Well, hey, I'd like to get into yesterday's video, much smaller video. I like these small. My videos started blowing up like 50,000. I'm not complaining. I like getting larger videos, but you get like 300 comments, and you can't. One of the things I like doing is going in and responding to the comments out there. And it was getting harder and harder to do. I guess I shouldn't complain about getting higher views, but I do like answering my comments. I'm going to go down to the bottom here, and some of you old timers out there, I'd like to thank you from watching me all this time. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well, and that bell up there too. Mark, what's up? You are first for sure. Gold is money of kings, silver is the money of gentlemen, barter is the money of peasants, but debt is the money of slaves. Norm Franz, absolutely correct, thumbs up there. Silverliner, what's up? Sausage slicing, well, that's what Ted Butler calls it when they slice these markets overnight and also during the daytime hours. I mean, again, it's just so in our faces what they're doing right now. But I believe the silver market is totally broken, totally screwed up, and that we're going to see an explosive move to the upside at some point. We're going to have our oh shit morning. But again, I've said that so many times, not a matter of if it happens, just a matter of when. And if I knew exactly when it would happen, I'd have myself heavily leveraged and I'd buy myself a small island somewhere. Does that have anything to do with the, oh, Elena Bobbitt. Oh, I haven't heard that name for a while. Christopher McCormick, still going to trade my fiat turds for gold no matter how manipulated the markets. Cheers to you as well. Glass of beer. I've got a Pinot Noir tonight. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you watching the show. Oh, man, my throat was dry there. Brian Waitman says, who doesn't remember the way the last silver bull market ended? I looked moments after the markets opened Sunday evening here in the States, the price dropped like $15 an ounce. Yeah, I saw that actually. It was the overnight markets. I remember it was 50. It dropped $8 when I saw it, down to 42, and I said, ooh, like 48 or 49 to 42. And yeah, that was J.P. Morgan, man. That's what they got fined for when that was the 2011 market. J.P. Morgan got caught for screwing that market. And again, all these big banks are still doing it today. Just, I don't know. Maybe, again, the fines are so little and the gain is so big that perhaps that's why they do it. And the fact they also know that they're too big to fail and too big to jail. K-Town Daddy, what's up? When too many people try to buy gold and silver, governments start to halt the ability of people to do so. Governments don't want the public owning gold or silver. They want you holding dollars, planes. Yeah, very true. Government mints are withholding on purpose. I believe that. I don't think they're holding the gold and silver. I just think they're not producing it for the public purposely. And I believe they aren't doing it in silver, producing silver eagles like they're supposed to. Because there's a silver shortage out there and that they've been told not to do it because it'll exasperate the situation and maybe cause some defaults in the crooked Crimex markets or whatever markets. Anyway, thanks, K-Town Daddy. Appreciate you watching and you commenting as well. M77 Axie says the gold-silver historical ratio suggests wealth transfer. Elaborate a little bit more on that on your next comment. I'm kind of curious how the historic ratio suggest wealth transfer from gold to silver. The rate. Well, anyways, you got me a little bit confused there, but thanks for the comment, and I'd sure like you to elaborate a little bit more. Linda says, "I don't follow TV news. I don't either. Since 2008, when I saw him screw Ron Paul out of the primaries." I don't watch TV news at all. Fox included. Screw Fox, especially now. Jerry Eder says it's all a movie. Watch Silver May in June. I'm still buying a final video. Hey, man, glad you did, Jerry. Nice to. I hope I got a chance to meet you, and if I didn't, thanks for coming in the store as well. Michael, what's going on? Yep, agree with that. Daniel Castrop says, show me a market that is not green. I'll show you the Brooklyn Bridge. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate that. Agree with you, too. Trump won. You need more tools than just a chart. See, I said that. Now I'm going to get down to one viewer. I'm only kidding you, but you know how bad these guys are, these AI or the programs that check over what you say on YouTube. But all right, even with tools available, it's not 185. It seems to be. If you use Lux, you'll be better off. Thanks, I appreciate that. Nabsy 28 says the U.S. dollar is the best turd floating the bowl. Yep, last horse to the glue factory, as I always say. Every day these ass hats, surprise versus their ass hats. I love that word. Versus their worthless paper fiat trash is another great duty buying metals. Yeah, man, I 100% like that attitude. Give me dats, some homeless guy said. Dats. Give me dats. Give me dates. Yeah. Whatever. Be well too, Welco Services. Twitch Radio. Okay, I thought there was, Wakiva Springs. Thanks for the video. Wakiva Springs, where is that? Well, thanks. Michael Matthews, what's up, man? Cheers to you as well. Give me one sec. Christina Napolitano and Lakeland's coming up soon. Hope to see you there. Our regulars are paid over them. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, right. Thanks, Wildcat. David Armstrong says, glad to see podcast. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, Dave. Kristen Rose says, charts on gold, timeline of crime. Yeah, it's true, though. If you really want to see the crime timeline on how gold markets were spoofed and everything, just look at the charts. Just look at the historical charts on gold and silver. You can see every time they smashed it down, that's when the crime occurred. So does the timeline of crime for sure. Joe McDonald, European central banks made it illegal to spend over a year, you'll be fined or jail. $1,000 on what? Precious metals? I wasn't quite sure of that. Oh, by the way, I was watching that in one of the European countries was selling Austrian Philharmonics with a 40% premium. I guess that included a VAT tax and storage as well, but I was like, wow. Wow, so Europe is having an issue with silver, and with their VAT taxes and everything, they're paying insane premiums too. Buy stock says it'll always be rigged. I got to agree with that. Anonymous Andy, the large banks are run by the same families that own the Federal Reserve. Most likely true. Well, hey folks, thanks for watching this video again. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and feel free to comment anytime you like. Always like to see comments out there. And by the way, I don't have many comments out here or questions, so it's much easier for me to answer questions personally here at Twitter. So catch me. Here's my handle, Brian Kuzmar. Here's my CB handle, Brian Kuzmar at Brian Kuzmar. Ask me any kind of questions you want there, and make sure you follow me there as well. And if you don't see me on YouTube for some reason, whatever it might be, I said something stupid or inappropriate according to them, you can find me out here at this particular channel where you can kind of been using this as a backup. And I notice that there's more and more people watching this free speech platform as well. And that's it, folks. Also, Lakeland's coming up here in June pretty soon, June 22nd to June 24th. Great show in Florida if you'd like to buy gold, silver, and platinum coins, bars, precious metals, collectibles like that, rare coins, comic books, all kinds of cool stuff. Make sure you go to the Collectorama show in Lakeland, Florida, June 22nd to 24th. Get your free tickets right here. And if you're a dealer and you want to set up a table, hit that dealer page as well. And again, that's coming up like, a little bit over a month away, well, 2 months away or so. Hope to see you there. I'll be there myself. And we're going to start doing some seminars too on coin collecting and some other things. So make sure you check our page here for future events that we're going to be running at that event as well. Well, hey, thanks again for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Man, that sun's going down. I'm tired. I haven't eaten yet. Worked all day on my, I think this is my second glass of wine right here. So, and I'm about ready to call it quits. So thanks for watching again. Have yourself a beautiful evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.